It's absurd how much I love Journey Spice. Journey Spice, non-GMO, no salt, no sugar, just all sorts of goodness and smart, environmentally friendly packaging. Pinch the top, take it off. Food tastes better. Comes in singles, 2-packs, and 4-packs. It's Journey Spice. Find them at Amazon.com. Time for Denver's best sports talk with the Altitude Daily.
This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
Why can't they do it? We've been talking about, well, it's going to be hard. Why can't they? I think the odds are against them. I don't even know what my little matchup predictor says. I got to look at that. It says 60-40, which probably is about right.
Sounds right.
That's 61-39. That's about right. But you know what? The Broncos are good. I've maintained even the two excruciating field goal losses. I've maintained that I think the Broncos are a good team. They just got to figure it out. They just got to find their way a little bit. They've got to get that chemistry. Vic, they were off time, just out of sync. I said I think that's coming. Nix is going to be fine. Deep breaths, everybody. Everything's going to be okay. And they showed me a lot on Monday night. I mean, it could have been a lot more than 28-3, but nonetheless, it was a dominating win.
What emboldens me most about this game is the outrageous nature at which we're looking at this game. Almost as if a Broncos win would be audacious.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my God. Oh, what are you talking about? This is the National Football League. If the Niners can waltz into L.A. with half a club, half a quarterback, half an offense, and win a game, why can't the Broncos win in Philly? Why is that asking too much?
I asked a smart guy one time in hockey, you're playing a really good team that's lost 5 in a row, right? Are you worried about, golly, it's a really good team. They've lost 5 in a row, man. They're going to be loaded for bear coming up tonight, right? He said, no, man. If they lost 5 in a row, they're playing crap. He goes, I'd like to stick it to them all day, no problem whatsoever, even though it's like a really good team. I say the Dallas Stars came in here, right, and they had lost 5 in a row. And so it got me to thinking about the Eagles and their lack of production this year and their overall sort of stagnation. They're finding ways to win because they're winners and they're pros. That's why. With total winners and total pros. But they ain't playing great football, okay? So they can be had. I'm with Vic. They can be had. And why not get them in a situation where they will play great football this year. They will. They're going to make a point to maybe win the division, but certainly defend their Super Bowl championship. But if they ain't playing great football right now, overall as a team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, then why not go there, use this as an opportunity, Vic, go into their joint and get you a dang signature win.
The Altitude Daily, the morning sprint.
Not only would it be great for the Broncos, and that would be the signature win of the Sean Payton era, is if they can beat the Eagles this weekend. If you can take down a team that had won 20 of 21 in 10 straight, I think that means something. But I also think that how you won against Cincinnati means something as well, because I feel like if Sean Payton could carbon copy that and bring it to Philadelphia, he would, right? Because everything, the running game was working, the passing game was working, that's how you want the Broncos to play, right? At least I think that's how Sean Payton wants the Broncos to play. Or is there something else that he wants to add to that mixture that we saw in Cincinnati?
I think he wants even more. Gosh, it's hard to say because Bo Nix was so productive. I think more flash plays offensively. I mean, they had a lot of good chunk plays, but they didn't have the explosive touchdown pass with regularity that I know Sean Payton wants. But this is a different defense, man. You got to take it out. You can get it against this Philadelphia Eagles defense. They don't give up 31 points. One of my hot takes that a couple people thought that was pretty wild is I don't think right now that the Denver Broncos offense, tit for tat, is capable of scoring 30 against this Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Right.
Unless you're aided by a pick six, a turnover or two that give you plus territory. And even then, you realize that the Philadelphia Eagles are number 1 in the NFL in red zone offense, touchdown percentage, and number 1 in defense in the red zone.
See, that's the thing that
they are
scares
a bit
me
of
the
a
most.
Ben Bedell break outfit.
Like, I'm not too worried about the Broncos' defense, at least holding the Phillies' offense down a little bit, especially how they played through the first 4 games. But I am scared about the Broncos offense trying to convert touchdowns into red zone because the Eagles just don't give up a lot of those. I mean, their defense, I kind of bend it but don't break, where they'll allow some yards, but once you get into the red zone, they're like, nah, you're not scoring a touchdown. You might be able to kick a field goal here, but we are certainly not going to allow you to get. And the Broncos need touchdowns. They need touchdowns if they're going to beat Philadelphia, especially if it's a close game and when the fourth quarter comes around, which is how the Eagles have been handling their business so far. Maybe the Eagles will let you stay in this game, and then you can get them a knockout punch. Bo can throw a knockout punch in the fourth quarter.
The Altitude Daily. Columbus, Hastings, and DMAC.
What is your prediction and what is your hot take? How about that? What's your prediction? What's your hot take? So you get to say a couple things here.
Scotty kind of helped me come up with my own hot take, so shout out to Scott.
There you go.
I think this game is going to be fun. I really do. Broncos fans feel like you got a chance to win this game the entire game. It's going to come down to which team's better in the red zone. Unfortunately, the Eagles are phenomenal in the red zone, both on offense and on defense. And the way I see this thing unfolding is I got the Broncos losing this game 27-24. Actually 24-17. 24-17, more than a field goal. And it's going to come down to the Broncos might even have the ball with the last possession of the game. And you know what? When you play Vic Fangio defense, you usually move the ball pretty well between the 20s. So you're going to get excited. And you're watching this team march down the field, and you're going to get down there in the lower red zone. Field goal's not good enough. You got a 4th and 2, you got a 4th and 1, something like that. You got to go for it. And the number 3 ranked red zone defense probably gets a stop, and the Broncos lose a heartbreaker. But it'll be close. And so the hot take off that, though, would be that it's going to come down to a play. It's going to come down to a 4th down. It's going to come down to something silly down there in the lower red zone. And if the Broncos can convert on it, then they can beat the defending champs.
I changed my hot take.
Oh, okay.
Somebody gets blown out.
That's a good hot take. That is actually my hot take, but go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Somebody gets blown out. My prediction, I think they lose 2017.
Okay. Got a hot take? Somebody gets blown out.
Somebody gets blown out.
All right. We share somewhat of the same hot take because I think the Broncos are going to win 23-20. I think defensively they're going to put a ton of pressure on Hurts. I think Marvin Mims is going to be a star in this game, not only catching, and I don't see a lot of receptions, but I think he could have some big dynamic ones because the Eagles have proved that they give those up. And it'll probably be some sort of scramble. Bo's just making something happen, just like Baker Mayfield did. So that's my prediction on that. They do come up with a win, which will be huge. My hot take would be if they're +2 or better in giveaway takeaway, they win by 17. It's a blowout. And that's how that happens. And let me tell you, the Rams should have blown them out. They should have blown them out. I don't know what's going on with the Rams, Tyler, that is a good team with a good coach, but they're figuring out ways to I don't know, screw things up. It's weird, that they've done that now in a couple games in a row.
I don't know. I'd put last night in that category, though. I don't think they did anything.
Fumbling at the 1-yard line?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
When you're about to put the game away?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Getting stuffed at 4th and 1 when listen, you got stuffed. I'm not saying it's a bad call or whatever, but you didn't get that first down when you needed it.
Well, Sean McVay said it was a bad call. So if you want to believe the coach, he thinks it was a bad call.
And against the Eagles, they were 2 for 6 in the red zone. They were giving points away left and right, and they got two field goals.
Sean said specifically it wasn't so much they went for it on 4th down. He said he never even considered kicking the field goal there, but what he regretted was his play call.
Yeah.
The Altitude Daily. Kretman and Lindahl.
Also, and the NFL has gotten really big on the coordinator shot. Every time they show Fangio in the booth, drink.
Dude, they love Fangio.
They do.
They're always showing Fangio. Why? I don't get it.
He's good TV.
He's not Sean McVay. He's not LaFleur.
No, but he looks like a football coach.
Oh, he does.
The funny part is I feel like the two coaches I've seen in the coordinator box the most this year on the unfortunate underneath shot has been Vic Fangio and Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
Two guys that combined for 4 chins.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's can't you get him an overhead shot?
Sure.
Maybe a better angle of those guys.
Yeah. See, I always wonder too, does the light go on? Are they aware they're on? Like, does something indicate, hey, man, camera's working? Because I've had to do, in the early days of the Mammoth broadcast, they give us a GoPro they would tap into every now and again.
But they would tell you when you were on.
They would. There was no light. So I do wonder if Fangio knows how often they're putting his schnoz on there.
Yeah, because if you don't want to get like caught picking your nose or whatever unfortunate thing a person may be doing in a given moment.
Would that shock you to see Vic go get a bat out of the cave? He's an old grubby defensive guy, right?
Right. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He has no comportment or anything else like that. He's Vic Fangio.
Doesn't smell of Corinthian leather.
No. He smells of chaw and meatballs, probably. This gray sweatshirt. So if you see Vic Fangio in the booth, yeah, you need to go ahead and drink. All right, Andy. It's a Nantz and Romo affair on Sunday. I got some Nantz and Romo props for you. This first one, we don't even have to if this thing. Just drink when Nantz opens the broadcast with a hello, friends.
Hello, friends. So good to have you with us.
Uh-huh.
You think he's going to do that in Philly?
Yeah, he does every time. 100% of the time.
All right.
Yeah, he's got a catchphrase.
I got to be honest with you. Well, I know he's got a catchphrase, but I don't normally catch the exact.
I'm
waiting for kickoff.
You do. I don't know if I ever told you this story before, but we were standing outside the Broncos press conference room. This was somewhere in the Manning era, late season, and we were waiting to go in for the press conference with either Fox or Coobs, whomever it was at the time. And Nantz and Phil walked by, and as they walked by, I just dropped a hello, friends. And Nantz turned over and said, hello, friends. It was a good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you record it?
I had a much better interaction with Jim Nantz than I did with John Gruden in the elevator. I promise you that. If Jim Nantz gives us an over-the-top Broncos.
The Broncos!
Go ahead and drink. That was as excited as you ever hear Nantz.
Was that the playoff game solo touchdown
that was
where we
Nick's
got that
Detroit
from?
Franklin.
That's right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The Broncos!
Tony Romo, Andy.
Could do all sorts of these.
We're just going to go with the Tony Romo weird noises
Random
prop.
sounds.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Touch the ground, it's a catch.
Yeah, Nantz has had enough. I'm just going to speak some English if you don't mind.
Oh, boy. Yep. Field position, everything points. This is huge, Jim.
You think Jim's getting a little tired of Tony? You think Jim's getting a little annoyed that he double stamped the old let's put Tony in there?
You've been listening to the Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com/Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.